What's the lamest excuse an ex has given you after getting caught cheating? I went on a trip. And when I got home all of the pictures featuring me were under the bed. He told me that the wind was blowing them around. But apparently it was only the pictures I was in, and not the posters or art inches away from them. Keep in mind, he was staying in my apartment. And they were under my bed. It was a very specific, very small tornado only targeting your pictures, of course. His logic is flawless. One of my best friend's boyfriends told her that he was sleeping with another girl so he could find out how to please a woman better. When she asked him why couldn't he just ask her, he said he didn't want to make her feel self-conscious by asking her. I had a guy tell me if I let him sleep with me it would actually help his relationship because I'd be able to last longer when I F her if you get me off first. Shockingly, I did not take him up on that offer. You got me all turned on and then my ex called me. Single quote. This might be the worst one. I've been thinking about breaking up with you for 2 weeks anyways. Single quote. Haha, had a girlfriend do that to me after I broke up with her. You can't fire me. I quit. Everyone cheats. It's not a big deal. Laughed and moved on. I was blackout drunk. I don't remember anything, but remembers that ACNDOM was used. Or, I think I was subconsciously trying to push you away. FCK my ex. I was subconsciously trying to push you away. Good news. It worked. Bye Felicia. It was my fault, because I was too distraught about the last time he cheated and it made him feel bad. And of course he needed a comforting V to feel better. That's like my ex who used to mope after he did something bad instead of try to make it up to me or make me feel better. I made him feel bad. So now he can't have a good time with me for the whole day. Well, it's your fault for going through my phone. You F king bitch. So if I hadn't gone through your phone you would have retroactively gone back to the day we started dating and somehow uncheated on me? Are you AF king time traveler? One of his side pieces totaled his car the week we divorced though. And he didn't have insurance. So that was some good that came out of it at least. My ex in high school cheated on me twice in one weekend with the same guy. I was away for the weekend. It was a childhood friend of hers. So I didn't see it coming honestly. The first time it just kind of happened. The second time she figured since she knew I was going to break up with her, she might as well do it again. That way he totally has to break up with his girlfriend. No spoiler, he didn't. But I certainly did. I'm a Latino. It's in our blood. He really did say that. I've dated and been friends with a lot of Latino men. He was the only one who couldn't keep it in his pants. It still disgusts me to think about it. He should be embarrassed that he ever said that. Tell his mother. She'll beat him to death with la chancla. He's my half-brother. Saddest thing is she wasn't lying and she was cheating on me with her half-brother who was 8 years older than her. Funniest thing is that she told me she chooses him and she was sorry. As if I'd take her back if she chose me. I joke about this story now but back then it really tore into me. Say what? This was almost exactly my reaction. Tried to explain to me the difference between love and lust and that she didn't love him. Just had lust for him. Okay, bye. I'll admit I cheated on you once but you have to stop and think to yourself why I did it and what efforts you put into the relationship. I still don't know how someone could say this and mean it like they did nothing wrong. There is some reality to this. Relationship take work and effort. When you don't take care of your partner's needs they will start to feel neglected and want to look elsewhere for someone who would be more engaged with them. However, it's grounds for ending a relationship not betraying someone. That's where they get it wrong. When I caught her I actually laughed. She tried to hide under the covers. I just told the guy, I hope you can afford her. She said she cheated because he was constantly complimenting her on her looks and paying attention to her. I was working 60-hour weeks to pay for a lifestyle we couldn't afford. Bro, that must have hurt though. But you were out of town. I was. For a vacation with my family. For 1 week. Looking back, very thankful the pregnancy scare with her was just that. A scare. I used a lifetime of luck not being tied to her for 18+ years. My cousin, 16 then, cheated on her BF and got pregnant around the same time. She had quit taking her BC on purpose. The BF leaves her and other dude wants nothing to do with her. Don't know who the dad is. She has the baby and starts dating this other guy. He goes on a trip with his family to help them with a job they were doing. She's pissed because he's putting his family before hers or whatever. So like a mature, rational teen mom, she FCKs the neighbor while he's gone. Gets pregnant again, because she stopped taking BC to, oops, BF. Again. Baby was obviously the neighbor's. That guy just straight stole the rent money and bailed. But I was thinking of you the whole time, followed by. We both, she and guy she cheated on me with, agreed that if y'all, me and guy she cheated with's girlfriend, ever cheated, we would want you to do it with each other. That's supposed to make me feel better? WTF. My friend's grandma's husband, years ago, cheated on her. She was very upset and wanted to meet the husband of the woman her husband was banging. I don't know why. In the end, though, the two victims fell in love and got married. And that, kids, is how I met your mother. Single quote. She made out with a guy because she didn't want to lose at Truth or Dare. As far as I'm concerned, almost anyone playing Truth or Dare as an adult is trying to see how close they can get to cheating without actually cheating. It always turns into physical dares. Most Truth or Dare games I've played have had us explicitly say that people in relationships don't have to do dares that they're so would not be fine with. It wasn't me. But she caught me on the counter. It wasn't me. Saw me banging on the sofa. It wasn't me. I had caught him sexting with girls before. So the trust was pretty much gone. Unfortunately I was young and dumb at the time. So I didn't immediately dump the thread. Some time after, I had a feeling that something was off about him, so I took his phone when he went to the bathroom and checked his recent messages. Not proud. But hey, he reacted abnormally defensive when I tried to talk and I was desperate. First conversation was with a random girl he met online. Sexting. Sending NS. Discussing when they were going to meet up. And within 3 minutes I found tons of similar conversations. One of them with my best friend. Yelled at him. Cried. Kicked him out. His response. It was just a test. Those girls are only friends. I wanted to see if you trusted me enough not to check my phone. Those convos are all fake. Needless to say I didn't believe him. After he realized I wasn't going to believe him, he told me it was my fault because I was an annoying girlfriend. Yelled, well then you must be happy that I'm dumping you, and closed the door. F your best friend. He was going to pay me. Single quote. There's always a cost for doing business with a prostitute. Mine just refused to admit that she was cheating. She decided that she didn't need me anymore. Bit of a story there, but instead of leaving me she just started cheating. The guy was someone who she used to work with but got fired from the bookstore. She and I were mid-20s but this guy was mid-30s. Unemployed. No degree or job skills or training, hence being mid-30s working in and getting fired from a bookstore. A big smoker, which she said that she could never date. And married. She knew that he was married. He knew that she was engaged to me. I worked midnights at a job which was 75% of our income. So I slept during the day. His wife worked during the day to support both of them. So when I was sleeping and his wife was at work they did their thing. She'd drive over to meet him after his wife left. They did their thing. And made sure to get him home before his wife and she got back before I woke up. But, nope. She denied cheating. She didn't want me anymore. Was sneakily spending as much time as possible alone with him and lying to me about where she was, which is how I caught her. And leaving me for him. But according to her she totally wasn't cheating on me with him. When he opened a NSFW Snapchat by accident in front of me, he went off to explain that he never provokes girls to send him anything, they just all send these dirty videos on their own with no conversation beforehand either. What universe is that guy from and how do I get there? Just become a woman and share your face on the internet. You'll get unsolicited D-pics all the time. It was my fault because I wasn't giving her enough attention. I was in grad school and still doing everything I could to take her out weekly or go over and she kept saying no cause she was out with friends. Quote. This was my ex's excuse. I thought you didn't love me anymore or you should have paid more attention to me. My ex told me he slept with my former best friend. I asked him if he felt any remorse while he was doing it. He said yes and I then asked him why didn't he stop. He proceeded to tell me that the deed was already being done so might as well finish. So happy he's an ex now. You can't prove it. This was after I found his messages to another girl on a Facebook page he had open. I went through them obviously and he deleted them. He thought by deleting them that it never happened because I then couldn't prove it. Expressionless. I am a gay guy and the excuse he gave was, "You haven't had sex with me in a month. Plus that day you refused to go out on a date with me. You hurt my feelings." Now some context, the day this dude was referring to was a week after my dad's funeral. Later that evening after leaving my place he went to the local hair salon and fk'd the hairstylist. In the final months of his life my father was extremely weak and had to be hospitalized. This ex was upset that I didn't f him as I was too busy spending time with my dying father. They came over and wouldn't leave until we did it. One of my exes when she had a threesome. I literally laughed out loud and hung up the phone. She called a week later, when her parents got back in town, while I was at work and stupid me answered without looking at who called. She told me she couldn't call me because he took her phone and said she could only get it back by giving him endless BOJBS but she was sorry blah blah blah. It was long distance at this point in time so I just hung up without saying a word, blocked her number. She was crazy. Threatened over MySpace and some online gaming servers we played that she would kill herself if I didn't unblock her number and talk to her. I called her dad and told him and she got some help but yeah. Bullet dodged there. I just like flirting with her. After cheating on me with her ex for 6 months, I'm sorry. I just felt a bit lonely at that time and I thought it would be nice to spend time with him again. Oh, and by the way, I only ever proposed to make it up to you somehow. Yes, she's kind of a bit H. And it's not like I didn't try to be there for her. She didn't even let me. Good riddance. That relationship was hella toxic anyways. True story from my most recent ex. I wanted to make you jealous. So you'd want me more, I just laughed. Cried a bit after I threw her out though. I'm polyamorous. LMAO, polyamorous people don't keep it a secret from their partners. Douchecanoe.